Yo, what's up? It's your boy, Mr. Antoine. Access Granted is in the building, and today we are pulling up on another legendary Baltimore producer, engineer, DJ, my guy Rube. Had a chance to work with him recently, man, and it was a really dope experience. So we're gonna travel inside his world and see what's going on. Come on, y'all, let's pull up. See, you tickling the ivories, bro. So how did the love of music come about?
I can't talk and play this.
Oh, okay.
I can't
Got
talk
you.
and play. I ain't that nice with it. Let me try. So, damn, answer that again. Ask me again.
How did the love of music come about?
Music has always been there for me. It started out singing, church, acapella, and then it just kind of progressed from there, all the way through high school, college. And once I got to college, it kind of opened up with the DJing, producing, radio, all that kind of stuff, rapping. But it started at home.
How did you learn how to play the piano? Self-taught?
Yep.
I had to get that part so people really knew you was playing that.
Yeah,
Sitting up
that's
here
what's up.
faking the front.
Yeah, but yeah, self-taught on the piano. I'm not really fluent like that. It's kind of easy to do hip hop chords because you're talking 4 measures, maybe 8 measures at best. I'm no natty 410. Yeah, it's self-taught producing, getting chords, and like I said, it kind of coincides with the singing aspect of how I fell in love with music from the jump. I came out the womb with music. My mother's a teacher. My father is a preacher. I am the youngest of 5 siblings, well actually 6. My oldest sister, who I never met, passed away when she was just an infant. And I came out, and they were already singing. They were already in church singing, every Sunday, and I just happened to join in as a little kid. So around 4 or 5, I started singing with them, and that's where I grew up on the harmonies, or where I learned the harmonies, where I learned chords, where I learned notes, soprano, alto, tenor, baritone, bass, and that just carried me all the way through school. Elementary, I joined the choir. Middle school, I was in the choir. High school, I was in the choir. And by the time that I got out of the military and went to college, I went up to BCCC, and I became, by happenstance, the general manager of the student radio station. So all my boys at the time, they were DJs, they were rappers, and I just kind of looked at what they were doing, fed off of what they were doing, and that fire just grew. That musical fire just grew. And then everything else, I was just kind of self-taught, built it up as I went along. Of course, I jumped into the phase of rapping, rap for a little while, then realized that I was old school, and I couldn't hang with the young boys, and so I just turned all my stuff over to producing. I started trying to hone my skills with producing. Started off as a DJ before I started producing, and man, it just kind of, I mean, it's a long story of how everything just came together. It brought me all the way to this particular point now, so.
Thinking about the past and the things we've been through. All the games, how I've changed because of you.
Who is this?
I knew that someday you'd be worth all the wait.
This is Stephanie Vaughn.
But I was wrong. After all this time, I feel differently. Cause now that I can see the man you've grown to be is not the man I had in mind. The one for who I waited was someone I created to get me through that time in my life. Baby, now I'm speak the truth. After so many years.
I remember the first time I came to your studio, bro. I walked down here and I said it felt like I was coming into a spaceship. But this is something different right here, man. I definitely love the vibe. Talk a little bit about some of the equipment that you have down here, what you use, you know, when you're putting, you know, your beats and everything together.
So I am very proud of the setup that I have here.
This is amazing, bro.
It's taken a very long time to get to this particular point, and every producer, every engineer, every studio owner wants to get to this particular spot and even further, because we still got more stuff to do, more sound reinforcement, you know, just the whole construction of everything. But yo, you start off with whatever it is that you can find to make music. I don't care what it is, if it's pots or pans, if it's tape recorders, yo, you find it. And as you study music and you keep going on and on and on and on, and you're growing, you're learning about different instrumentations, different pieces of equipment that you need, and that you want. So it's not always, you know, something we can make it because we did it on what we used to work with. But when you learn, you know that you got to step up your game a lot more. So I remember back in like 2003, 2004, shout out to my man Jay Funk. I met him coming out of a Guitar Center back in the day, and I don't know what keyboard he had. It was a Yamaha something. And anyway, I asked him how much it cost. It cost about 3 G's, maybe 4 G's or something at the time. And he was like, yo, he told me one thing that I stuck to for the rest of my life. And that if you want to run with the big dogs, then you got to do what big dogs do. And so I saved up about $2,500, man. And I bought my first piece of real production equipment, which was this Roland Phantom X6 over here that I still use to this day. That was the beginning of everything that you guys see here. That is a workstation. I can actually record songs on that, vocals if I wanted to. But that shows me, once I learned that, I could work with any piece of equipment that exists inside of music. And so that brought me to pretty much all of the rest of this. So you're going to need a nice mixing board. You're going to need a lot of stuff for your vocals. A lot of cats don't understand. You know, that's where I record my vocals at over here. That is a Warm Audio 47 microphone. That's what I use for my male artists, rappers, and singers. And I have a Aventone BB1, which I use for females. That microphone, and I ain't trying to be, you know, it's a mediocre microphone, but that's about about $1,100 microphone. And that goes into this Twinfinity microphone amp, preamp, which goes into this voice channel, which goes into this processor here, into my computer. So you're looking at about $3,500 on vocals alone.
So, out of curiosity, why the difference in mics between men and women?
Because there's certain frequencies that women and men give off. Not 100%, but for the majority of the time, there's certain frequencies in their voice that gives off certain things. So just think of masculinity and femininity. One mic is a little rugged, and it can handle the baritones and the tenors. The other mic enhances the sopranos and altos of things. And most women voices are soprano and alto. Even if you're rapping, there's a high pitch. But there are some women who rap that I can use this microphone on. But that's the difference. And that's some of the stuff that you learn as you grow as a producer and as an engineer, that you need this type of stuff. So when other people are like, yo, how did you get your vocals so clean? What processes are you using? What programs? And sometimes it's the programs, but a lot of times it's the outboard equipment. And you need great stuff to have great sounding things. It's pretty hard to have great sounding things on minimal equipment. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, but you're working very hard. It's kind of like, running a race. You can be fast, but the difference might be your running shoes. And running shoes don't cost a lot of money simply because it has the Nike swoosh on it. Well, let me take that back. Sometimes it does, but there's a reason why there's better running shoes. There's a reason why there's better basketball shoes. There's a reason why there's better equipment or more expensive equipment, because the quality of what you use is a real high determining factor on how your stuff comes out. So yeah.
And as a novice, that was like, I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? Just the difference in the microphone. So that's real good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't wanna downgrade people who don't have it. I just don't want, if you don't have it, I don't want you to stay where you are. Grow. Please grow. If you don't grow and you think that you can make this marvelous music on this low budget stuff, it's gonna be a tough ride.
You gotta invest in yourself.
Yes.
You gotta invest in yourself.
Yes, indeed.
You want it to be the best.
And so we've learned to invest here. We've learned to invest, and it pays off, man. It pays off. It pays off.
So I have the privilege of saying that you met Sister D through my show.
Indeed, sir.
And
Indeed.
you made that decision that you wanted to work with her based on whatever the vibe that you got from her on the show. So, when it comes to picking artists to work with, man, you can't work with any and everybody.
True.
You shouldn't work with any and everybody.
True.
But when somebody makes that phone call to Rube Bryce and say, hey, I want to work with you, what are some of your determining factors that says yes or no?
The biggest determining factor is, first of all, shout out to you and shout out to Sister D, because, you said exactly how it was. The biggest determining factor is what you have in mind for why you want to work with me or what you're doing. So if someone hits me up and like, how much is your studio hours? I might tell them, but most of the time I don't deal with anybody on an hourly basis. We got to be doing a project. So that's the first thing. And then we can couple the pricing and talk about how we're going to do your project, or if I'm interested in doing it, we put that out the way first. And then it becomes talent for me. Like, are you interesting enough for me to work with? Are you serious about your craft? Because I put a lot into what I do for you, depending on your attitude and what you do and how you carry things. I get disappointed a lot. I've gotten disappointed a lot. And some people want to call me cold because of it. Some people might say that I don't know, whatever negative word you can find, or discouraging the people. And, you can think that way if you want, but my idea is that, you have to fight through everything in life to get what you want. And a lot of artists disappoint me because life is always life for them. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's waiting for life to be cool in order for them to go do what they say is their dream. Music is the air that I breathe. It is the kick to my snare and all the other stuff that they're going to say. But as soon as something comes up in life, your heart gets broken. A family member may die. Other heartaches or whatever the case may be, you stop. And the reality of it is, man, you got to push through all of that. You got to push through all of that. I work with people, and I am a person. I've been divorced. I've lost family. I've had it out with my children. I've lost jobs. I've been unemployed. I've been trying to find new employment. I've done all of this. I've been evicted. All of this kind of stuff. My car's been repossessed. But you fight through all of that to go do your music. And so now, or what you say is your dream. Now, if it's not the first priority, then I understand it. I'm not even mad at you. But you gotta fight for this thing. And if you're not willing to fight for it, then I'm not really willing to work with you. Now, everybody's gonna say that at the beginning. Oh, no, ain't nothing gonna get in my way. And then 3/4 of the way, yep, we back where we are. And then you come back around 6 months later and say, Rube, can we still get together? And I say no. Now you mad.
Then you're wrong.
Yeah,
You're wrong.
It's just about pushing through. So if I can get those things from you, then man, I'm there. I'm there with you. We working together. We putting out projects, and we making it happen, baby. We making it happen.
So you actually kind of answered my next question, which was going to be, what would you tell inspiring artists? But I think that part of just saying, if it's not really your heart, and the stuff that happens in life can deter you from that, then it might not be the best for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the hard part is, a lot of people, I ain't saying all, but a lot of people aren't real with themselves when you had that conversation. Mm-hmm. Everybody, and there's only one artist I've ever met that I've ever worked with. Her name is Cherry Wright, and that was about a decade ago. She pulled up to my studio when it was on Ricestown and Northern Parkway, and she came to the studio, and this is her words. She remembered the conversation, and I told her, if you're not serious about what you want to do, then don't even come to the studio appointment. And she didn't come. She said she came, she sat outside, and she realized that it wasn't important, and she wasn't ready to put her all in. It took her a year to get to that point. She came back, told me that story. We started working together, and I kicked her out about 6 songs. She done an EP, and she went on about her business. But everybody's going to say this stuff at the beginning, like, yo, this is what I want. This is what I aspire to be. And as soon as some adversity comes, it's a wrap. And, in the whole term of your life, man, life was life. Nigga, life is always going to be life.
Right.
It ain't never going to stop. Never going to stop. And I hate to be a puff daddy, but can't stop, won't stop. I hate to be that job. But you just can't, man. Yeah. You just can't. Imagine if I had to stop. I wouldn't have half of this stuff, man, that I have in here, and I wouldn't work with half the people that I work with, and I wouldn't be dealing with half the people that I'm dealing with now. So.
All right, so the piano part surprised me because I had no part that you could play.
All right.
Give us something else about Rube Rice, the person, that we may not know, that may surprise us. Some music you listen to, some shows that you like, that I might look at you and be like, damn, you Rube?
Man. I don't know, man. A lot might be surprising. You already know, well, I don't know how you're going to clip it up, but, my dad was a preacher. I grew up in a church, singing in the choir, singing with my group, with my brothers and my sisters, Leslie and the Bible Boys, where I learned pitch and harmony. And a lot of my stuff that I produce now has at least 20% gospel inside of it. Whether it's hip hop, whether it's R&B, whether it's jazz, whether it's country, whether it's pop, whatever I'm doing, there's a lot of gospel inside of what I do. The chords, the certain harmonies that I might produce, a lot of it's gospel influenced. And if you listen to a lot of my hip hop, you'll hear a lot of organs, underneath of what I'm doing. The B3 organ is one of my favorite instruments. Some people, if you don't see me on stage, then a lot of y'all know that I play the keyboard. If you see me with Billy Live and Ill Luck, I play the drums as well. I'm learning the guitar. I'm trying to anyway. Of course, y'all know I DJ. Man, I don't know, but I will tell you this: when a lot of my sessions that are hip hop and R&B, before they come in, I listen to a lot of jazz. I listen to a lot of gospel because I know that these sessions are going to be loud. I know it's going to be 909, 808 influenced. It's going to be a lot of rough and rugged stuff going on. So I kind of like to mellow out before those sessions happen. And even after those sessions happen, I'm cutting it off. I don't want to hear no music. When I go do a show and I'm at the sound stage or I'm at Ram's Head or wherever I'm at, when I go to those shows, I'm not listening to music. When I leave those shows, I'm not listening to music. I don't want music to influence, or what I do as far as production, I don't want it to influence the rest of my life. So I'm not on music all the time. I'm on music now when I feel like it and when I have to.
Great segue into my next question, because my next question was going to be, when you're not doing music, when you're not DJing, when you're not down here producing, what does Rube do?
Oh man, well, I'm a dad.
Other than support the Cowboys.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, man, it's America's team. It's America's team. And quick side note, hey, look, I was a Baltimore Colts fan, and when they left, what was I supposed to do?
Gotcha.
Now you know how old I am. But what was I supposed to do when the Colts left? I had to become a Cowboys fan, and that's just what it was. I like the Ravens as well. Yeah, I root for them. Nah, man, I'm a father. Some of you guys might know my youngest daughter, Trobino, who is now out there in the scene, and she's rapping and doing a little bit of singing and content creating and all that kind of stuff. I love a great game of Madden on the PS5. I gets down with the 2K, so if you jump on there, Too Nice Bro is where you can find my handle at if you want to get whipped up in some 2K. But nah, man, I hang out. I got a beautiful
Blizzard
woman.
said he be whooping you, bro.
Man, please. Anyway, be more Blizz, huh? I got him on it. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, man, I'm just a regular life, man. I like to go hang out, do a little workout, you know what I'm saying, on my my training. Y'all been watching the journey or whatever the case may be, but I'm just a regular dude, man. I like to have fun. I like to be stress free. I like to hang out with my friends. Like I said, I got a beautiful woman, and things are well, man. Things are well.
Appreciate your time, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
got me. This feeling right here got me going crazy. Can't take another night without you, baby.
Access Granted Transportation provides luxury black car services throughout the DMV area. Whether it's a wedding, a funeral, or any kind of special event, as well as travel to and from the airport, the train stations, or whatever it is that you need, Access Granted Transportation has it for you. Our luxury line of vehicles service anywhere from 1 to 11 people, and our contracts and our services are very affordable. So for whatever it is that you need transportation-wise, contact Access Granted at 443-480-7573, and we'll make it happen.
Access Granted Transportation.